Some phone calls defy logic, science, and even death itself. From chilling voices beyond the grave to impossible messages sent across time, these calls will haunt you. Here are 10 bone-chilling phone calls that should never have happened, but somehow did. The call from Charles Peck. In 2008, Charles Peck was among the 25 that were killed in the Metrolink train crash in Los Angeles. But what truly disturbed investigators and his family were the 35 calls made from his phone in the 11 hours after the crash. His fiancé, son, brother, and stepmother all received calls, but when they answered, they heard only static. When they called back, the calls went straight to voicemail. Even more unsettling is that when the rescue workers eventually found Charles, they confirmed he had died instantly in the crash. His phone was never found. Was this an attempt to reach out from the other side, or just an eerie technological glitch? Grandma's voicemail. A Reddit user once shared a voicemail from their grandmother who had recently passed away. The user claimed that they were grieving when their phone lit up. Grandma's number was calling. They didn't answer, frozen in shock, but a voicemail followed. In a static-filled whisper, the voice said, "I'm okay, don't worry." What chills the blood is that the voicemail was time-stamped after her funeral. Phone records confirmed it came from her disconnected landline. Some suggested that it was a prank, but others believed that her spirit used electronics to reach out one last time. The case of Elsa Lambs' phone activity. Elsa Lambs' mysterious passing at the Cecil Hotel in 2013 sparked worldwide speculation. One strange element, after she was reported missing, her cell phone was reportedly still active. Family members said that they could call it and hear it ringing for days. Some friends even claimed to see activity on her social media, like Instagram being used. But after she was found in a sealed water tank, her phone was never recovered. Many believe that someone had access to it. Others think that something more paranormal was at play. Was Elsa trying to call for help from beyond? The phone that called from the ocean floor. In 2006, a fishing crew in the South China Sea reported hearing a cell phone ring from one of the storage boxes containing a body they'd recovered from the ocean. When they opened it, the phone was lit up and vibrating, despite being waterlogged and submerged for hours. The man had reportedly drowned, but somehow his phone, which should have been dead, was making calls. Technicians who later examined the phone said that the device had no battery left. Maritime ghost stories are common, but this one came with electronic evidence. The call from the future. In 1988, a man named John Jay received a voicemail telling him to avoid a specific intersection at a certain time. Thinking it was a prank, he ignored it. Hours later, he narrowly escaped a multi-car pileup at that very intersection. He became obsessed and traced the number. The strange part? The number hadn't even been registered yet. It didn't even exist in any phone directories. Over the years, others in his area reported similar calls from that number, with cryptic warnings. Some believe that it was a bizarre time loop, but others whisper about a future self trying to intervene. The haunted payphone of Mineral Wells, Texas. In the small eerie town of Mineral Wells, Texas, home to the famously haunted Baker Hotel, locals speak of a payphone that rings on its own. It stands across from the abandoned hotel and isn't even connected to a service line anymore. Visitors have reported picking it up and hearing heavy breathing, children's laughter, or someone crying. Paranormal investigators claim to have recorded EVP, or electronic voice phenomena. Though the city removed similar unused phones, this one remains, and it keeps ringing. The September 11th voicemail from the plane. On the morning of September 11th, 2001, many people made desperate calls. One particularly haunting message came from Cece Lyles, a flight attendant aboard United Airlines Flight 93. She left a voicemail for her husband saying goodbye, praying and reporting the hijacking. But hours after the crash, her husband received another call from her number. There was no voice, just a faint static, almost like distant whispering. Experts say it was likely a network anomaly, but her husband believes it was her spirit reaching out one final time. The man who called himself. In 2009, a man in London named Alan T began receiving voicemails from a number that turned out to be his own. Even more unsettling, the messages were of his own voice, saying things he hadn't yet done. One voicemail described what he would be doing later that day, word for word. Friends verified the events, but Alan never remembered recording or sending anything. Phone techs found no evidence of cloning. Some believe this was a psychological break, but others think Allen somehow pierced a glitch in reality and contacted himself across timelines. The ringing phone in the tomb. In Belarus, 2013, gravediggers heard a faint ringing coming from a coffin that had been buried days earlier. Authorities exhumed it, fearing a horrible mistake, but found the phone embedded in a woman's jacket. The screen showed multiple missed calls and even a recent dial. Experts claimed the low temperatures could have preserved the battery, but that didn't explain who she tried calling. Her family said she was afraid of dying alone and often joked she'd called from the other side. The question is, did she? The call from beyond the crash. Perhaps the most chilling call comes from a car crash in Sweden in 1999. A young man named Stefan Eriksson died instantly in a collision. Hours later, his girlfriend's phone rang and it was his number. When she answered, she heard what sounded like him sobbing and repeating, "I'm sorry, I'm sorry." Authorities ruled it impossible. His phone had been destroyed in the crash. Later, they discovered the SIM card had melted into the phone's motherboard. The call lasted 2 minutes, then never happened again. But thank you for watching this, and if you enjoyed it, leave a like and leave a comment letting me know what you think of these calls. Were they legit, or could they be explained by something else? And other than that, I'll see you in the next video. Thanks again.